the murder which has taken place on our soil where we practice as Meru advocates. That was gruesome. That was very inhuman, where the eyes were gouged out, the tongue was cut, and other parts of the body were mutilated. We condemn whoever did that, whether from the high or the lowly. Whoever did that, we want our voice to go for that condemnation. That was uncalled for. Whatever he may have sinned does not justify what was done on that young descendant of this country. We want to say that we are happy by the way the investigations are going, and already it has been reviewed. The autopsy has been done, and that man, it has been known that he died. We are not here to interfere with any investigation, but to applaud and say and condemn those who are trying to bring politics in such a serious matter. We have seen media coverage in the last 2 or 3 days where some people are trying to say that it is political. Why do you think it is political against you if you think you are not the one? Let everybody give the investigations that are taking place leeway to go until we know who did it. And once that culprit is brought to court, as advocate, and me being one of them, we are ready to give our pro bono services to that family to see that injustice is served on the victim. My name is Turanira Aderu. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, practicing in Meru, and the others who are not here, to condemn in the strongest terms the utterances from the very high echelons of this country that orders of court shall be disobeyed. Courts in Kenya, where advocates practice, they ensure that justice is obtained in irregular means which are sanctioned by the Constitution and the laws of this country. So if there is any indication or abdication of obeying of the court orders, it means we shall go to the rule of the jungle. We as advocates are not ready to find that kind of an utterance to take root in this country, and we condemn that. Yes, the judiciary, the advocates, we do our work diligently. There may be 1 or 2 cases that may be there, but that cannot be a justification for blaming and condemning en masse all the other judicial officers who do their work in the correct manner, or all the other lawyers who do their work in the correct manner, by just having a blanket condemnation. What we know is that the state has the machinery, there's the NSIS, there is the other arms that investigate the corruption in this country. If there is 1 or 2 have gone wayward, it is very easy to get those ones. And there are also ways to deal with them that are sanctioned by the laws of this country.
Many of my colleagues here, I practiced law from the time when Moi was the president here of this nation, when there was serious and open corruption in the judiciary. I will not stand here and say that we are 100% clean, but in the last 20 years or so, we've gone a very long way. There might be small blots of small spots of corruption, which will end, because this is basically, we are a society, and society doesn't miss such things. But the judiciary as it is today is a judiciary that can be relied on. As it is today, it's judiciary that can be relied on. And mark my words, we know there are small elements of corruption happening, but that one is being handled and can always be handled by the Judicial Service Commission. There are many ways of addressing that issue. But when the president stands out and says there is corruption, he should be the first person to be dealing with it. He knows the complaint channels. If indeed he feels that way, he knows how to form commissions against the judges. Yeah, but being the president, he should be extremely careful with the way he uses his words. He's not an activist. If he says, if the president talks of corruption, let him point out which judge does he believe is corrupt. He has the NSIS, he has all the information that he needs to sort out that problem. The death, the murder of the young man, Daniel Sniper. We are saying as advocates in this region, we are very, very, very disappointed with that uncalled for. There's no murder that is called for. But this one was not only disgusting but childish. You don't fight bloggers and media people just because they are passing on information. And for that reason, we are here to assure the whole of this country, and more especially our Meru kinsmen, that Sniper's death will not go unpunished. As a society, we will offer ourselves to support the DPP and the police with our legal expertise. We will ensure that justice for Sniper will be obtained. Doesn't matter how high the net will go. But everyone who participated in any way before the murder, after the murder, in the cover-up, in everything, everyone who had a hand in it will answer for their crimes. That you can rest assured, and that's a promise from lawyers of Meru Town.
You would expect the president to condemn, to say blanketly that you would disobey the all court orders emanating from an issue that can be resolved through other actions. It does not mean that all the magistrates or the judges are corrupt. If there are some elements that are corrupt within judiciary, then there was serious set mechanism ya kuwafuata na kuhakikisha kwamba wameadhibiwa kisheria. Kwa hivyo the president made a serious error that he needs to apologize to Kenya for the sake of rule of law. Number two, I want to also tell the Judicial Service Commission through its leadership, the Chief Justice, when something has been said, don't just wish it away. Please look into your house, look into judiciary, look into the courts, the clerks, all the judicial officers, the judges, and ensure that, and make a proper audit and ensure whether, and ask yourself whether what is said by the president is true or not. If there are some elements, look for ways of getting them off judiciary. They don't fit the judiciary. So let it not be the Chief Justice also not get into slabberland. If the president has said that there is some element of corruption, we are only condemning utterances to the extent of you won't obey the court orders. But you would have highlighted to the Chief Justice, whom I believe they always together, they always sit in meetings together, and said, your house is not proper, your house is not clean. Please try and weed out any person who is said or who is alleged to be corrupt. So it should not be also a celebration to the Chief Justice that we are condemning the president, but he should also act on his, he should also act on our team. Number three, I want to condemn with all the terms that strong terms that have been said by my colleagues earlier, that the death of Sniper ought not to have happened. In fact, no murder case should be sanitized. But this one, we join the entire world in condemning it, because we really ought not to have lost this young man in the manner that we lost him, and especially as an attempt to silence the bloggers or to silence any person from exercising their freedom of expression. If he expresses his freedom to an extent that the same impeaches on your right or infringes on your right, then there are other recourses that you need to do, that whoever killed need to do. We as the lawyers in Meru, we have made an undertaking, we have made a commitment that the moment the culprit takes play, will come in. We are only waiting for the investigation to be completed. But the moment the culprit takes play, we shall join the family watch brief for the family. We shall join the team of prosecutors that will be handling this matter to ensure that at the end of the day, justice has been, the family has received the necessary legal advisories, and at the end of the day, justice has been served upon, and the murderer has been sentenced, has been given the worst punishment that can be given to any murderer, especially of such circumstances.
Today the statement one.